Looking north of Frisco for your next new build? You're not alone. Prosper, Celina, Gunter, these are all booming cities, but not all builders are created equal. In this video, I'll show you where buyers are headed in 2025, which neighborhoods are actually worth touring, and what builders to go with, and which ones to be aware of. Let's make sure your next move is the right one. So today we're gonna be looking at this corridor north of Frisco. So we got Prosper, Celina, and Gunter. This area is booming because this is the Dallas North Tollway, and they're expanding from 380 to 428. As you'll see there. And if you're new to looking at DFW and haven't heard why people are moving to this area, we have things like Universal Studios, the PGA headquarters are in this area now, and so many great things. But expanding a little bit further, we also have some great retail options. So like the Gates of Prosper, I'll show that here on the screen. And then many more coming as this tollway expands. There's even an HEB moving to that area. Builders are chasing demand here. You'll get strong value and well-planned communities. So let's dive in, starting with Celina. Celina is where Prosper was about 10 years ago. They're exploding with growth right now. Heavy investor opportunities. Entry-level homes here start around $475 and quickly go up to that $750,000, $800,000 range. And Celina ISD is always building and growing. They are one of the top-rated schools. And so if you want long-term equity with solid schools without the Prosper pricing, Celina is a solid move. All right, I already mentioned Prosper. Prosper is one of the most prestigious suburbs in Texas. Most new homes start around $600,000 to $700,000, with many easily in that $900,000 to $1 million plus. Prosper ISD is a strong ISD, elite tier ratings, bunch of STEM programs, and their arts and athletics programs are fantastic. If school is your #1 priority and budget allows, Prosper is pretty hard to beat. So next, coming up a little bit farther north, is going to be Gunter. I know there's a T there, but it is pronounced Gunter. And this is going to be the emerging opportunity play. So if you're investing long-term, this will be growing out the most. So as far as appreciation, this is what we're expecting to appreciate the most percentage-wise. New builds there are starting around $600,000. They're usually on acre-plus lots. There's still quite a bit of land out there. Developments coming every single month. And with this still being built out, there are lower taxes, and like I said before, a long-term upside. This is where investors are already buying and smart homeowners are getting in early. All right, so let's dive into some of the neighborhoods here. First is going to be Mustang Lakes. Mustang Lakes, you're not too far off of 289, which is Preston Road. There we have Perry Homes, Highland Homes, and David Weekley, starting at about $500,000. But if you're wanting absolute luxury, they do go up. There's some all the way up to $3.5 million, if that's you. I know that's not most people. But why we like that community, it's got resort-style amenities and highly trusted builders. Also in Celina is going to be Cambridge Crossing. So that's there on the other side of 289. So that's going to be right next to that tollway once that's done. So as far as getting down to Dallas, that's going to be a great option there. There you also have Perry Homes and Highland, some of our favorites, but also Union, Maine. If you haven't heard of Union, Maine, they are fairly new as far as that name, but they've been around. They have great experience and lots of good customizable options. So here we're looking at $429,000 to $700,000. And this one, we like this community. It has a good walkable feel and a very clean design. Alrighty, now moving into Prosper, the one you'll see pretty quickly when you're searching homes in Prosper because of its prestige. It's gonna be Windsong Ranch. Don't even have to type a whole lot. Windsong Ranch. As you can see, it's right off of that tollway and 380, which is another major highway. So as far as getting around, it is a great location. So here you have Partners in Building, which we recommend, Bloomfield, and Normandy Homes. Now this neighborhood, because it has so much prestige, also makes it great for resale. So if you're looking for that on the investor side, or just any smart home buyer needs to be concerned with resale, that's a good option for that community as well. These are going to be a little higher. So starting at that 628 is what you can get into there for, easily going to the 1.9, 2 millions. And then Gunter, like I said, is still up and coming, but there is a community there called the Meadows by Land C. Definitely worth checking out. And they're also going to be in that 600,000s. But like I said, as that grows, there's tons of land, tons of room for opportunity. Excited to see what's coming to Gunter. So let's talk about builders, because around here, who builds your home is just as important as where it's located. We only recommend builders that we'd walk our own families into. That means consistent quality, great design, and post-close support that doesn't just vanish. So they treat you like real people, and they are real people. Of course, I've said it a few times already in this video, but Highland Homes, that's our #1 across all DFW. We also love Bloomfield Homes, Pacesetter Homes, David Weekley Homes, Perry Homes, Castle Rock, Normandy, Meritage, Trophy, Chesmarm. Now some names that you'll see kind of all over the map, the ones that we don't recommend, are DR Horton, Lennar, and KB Home. We've just seen too many rush jobs. They're cutting corners. Buyers are just unhappy with their experience. So this isn't about drama. It's about setting you up with a builder that we trust will do a great job for you and your family. So let's do a monthly snapshot of just what the home costs are at that lower end. So we're looking at $475 in the area with 5% down. So monthly, your mortgage is going to be $29.85. Property tax, we're estimating 2.4%. Some are lower, some are higher. That's going to get you $950 a month. Insurance $195, HOA on average $95, utilities and internet $300. All that comes to about $4,500 a month. Like I said, that is just for housing. There's obviously much more expenses to keep in mind, but this is the number to plan around, and probably going to be a little bit different than what each of the builders have on their flyer, because this is a little more fleshed out. So who is this zone for? This zone is perfect for buyers who are upgrading or out-of-state relocators, anyone looking to build long-term equity and just needing a builder that they can trust. There are definitely great options out there. The best fit would be people whose budgets are a little higher, on $450,000 to $800,000, families focused on living in the Prosper or Celina ISD area, and buyers who want more home, better quality, and a smarter growth potential. So if you want help matching the right builder with the right location, with the right lifestyle, definitely book a call with us. We can show you where to look, who to avoid building with, and save you some of that time and headache. And if this video helped you, always please give a like, comment, and subscribe. This gets it to more people that can be helped. And as always, we don't know you need help until you reach out. Thank you for watching.